comedy special.
I know, man.
My Comedy Central special.
I knew that when I went in there. I was like, this is the one where you did your special, and I was with Rocky Mountain High, right?
Yeah.
And then I go in there,
Can
and
I help
after
you
the
with
first
something?
joke I drop, in my head I go, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, the way that fucking rock cave hits, and the people are on the stage.
That place is alive. It's electric. It's a crazy little club. Crazy, crazy, crazy little club. But it's just, this time, man, is just very unprecedented, where all these comedians are supporting each other, too. It's not like that whole backstabby Johnny Carson type thing we were talking about before.
Right.
It used to be like that with comedy, too. It's not like that anymore. Everybody's like, there's a great group of people supporting each other now.
I got lucky. I didn't come in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Fine. A lot of people, Ari came in the 90s.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it was like, there wasn't much of a scene, you know? It was after that 80s gold rush.
Well, that's when I came in. I came in '94. That's when I arrived at the store. It was the worst time ever.
Wow.
The time when I came in, when I first got there, it was the worst era for the store ever.
Wow.
You would go there on a Monday or Tuesday or what, you would see dog shit.
Wow.
Those guys there was terrible comedy going on. A bunch of them. And the guy who ran it was a fucking drunk, and the whole thing was a mess. It was pre-Tommy. It was another guy who ran it. This fucking thing was a disaster.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh God, there were so many like leftovers that should have made it from the '80s but didn't, and they fell apart. And they were still doing the same material.
Wow.
It was. You know how you get a few of those guys? Occasionally, you'll see one of those guys today.
Yeah.
That still has the same act for 20, like you'll be at the Ha Ha or Giggles or something like that.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, this guy doesn't have, this is some old material.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was what you got in the 90s, but there were guys from the 80s. Because there was a big wave. In the 80s, the wave was like from like early 80s to like late 80s. And then it started to die off into the 90s. Comedy clubs started closing. The Boston scene collapsed. Like all those Evening at the Improv shows kind of drifted away.
Yep.
There was a bunch of those shows for a while, and then they slowly all faded away. And that was in the early 90s. And that's when I came around. The leftovers.
Wow.
There was so much bad comedy. And there was very few people. There's no one from my era that started off in '94 that's around today.
Wow.
At the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
Like no one that I could think of. I can't think of one guy who was with me back then who was in like my state. You know, I was already headlining on the road, and I had a television show. But realistically, I learned how to do stand-up at the store.
Yeah, that's badass.
Realistically.
Yeah, that's me too. That's where I learned.
I had some jokes. I knew a little bit about comedy, but I really learned it at the store.
That OR just fucking, it changes all rules. And it gets you ready when you're out on the road. You go, oh, I've seen this.
In the belly room is the OR compressed to a diamond.
Yeah. I love the belly room.
It's like a half of a OR. It's
Yeah.
like half the OR. It's like this.
That thing's a fort. I call it a comedy fort.
Yeah, it is like that, right?
You go upstairs, you're in the fort, you know, and it just feels good. You're looking at naked pictures. You know,
One
that's
day it collapses.
Oh,
Especially like those roast battle nights.
It's all
I mean, I don't even like going up there those nights because I'm like, this is going to go in the kitchen. This whole place is going to
I'm gonna land in the fryer later.
Yeah.
yeah, man. I get
Yeah.
paranoid. I'm like, too many. I mean, not enough people in here. I don't want-
It's great now with Periscope though, because all of us just like sit and watch it on Periscope now. 'Cause it's got 3 feeds.
You gotta be there though, dude. You gotta be there.
I'm gonna judge in a couple weeks. I can't wait.
You know what the problem with Periscope is, though? That's people that are outside of it are not going to get it, and they're going to get angry, like at the whites-only table, and all the racism and the black wave. There's like, what do they call it? The Negro wave?
Yep.
What do they call it?
Yeah, my boy Jeremiah Watkins is in that. Yeah.
He's white, though. He's allowed.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is, it's a magic place. And Kill Tony, too, is a big part of that, too.
Yeah.
You guys doing that podcast out of there and getting all these young people, giving
People
them this
love it.
1-minute shot, and it made Kim and it made Sarah.
Yep.
You know, like those girls came out of that, and now they've got careers. Now things are happening for them.
Well, that's a good support group, you know, when you have a podcast and other people in America are listening. They go, man, I think I could try that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I get these tweets all the time from people that are like, they'll see the show that we'll put together on the Ice House or something like that.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, fuck, I live in the wrong place.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy that you guys have these shows there on a regular basis.
I know, right?
The other night it was Diaz, Irera, Brian Callen, me, and Duncan.
Oh, my
It was
God.
just a fucking tornado hit that place. It was insane.
Dude, all those guys on their own make me laugh so fucking hard, man. You know, like Dom Irera, I went on the road with him, and man, I just laughed my ass off the whole time.
Yeah.
On stage, off stage, eating, whatever. You know, he's just always great. Like, look at you.
You'd be a fun one to be on the road with.
Dom? Yeah.
Oh, he's so
he's
funny
great.
and so cool, and he's been in it forever, you know?
He worries me with his drinking, though. That's the only thing I worry about Dom is he's getting older. You can't hit it hard every night.
Yeah.
Pop a Xanax and keep boozing. It's
Yeah,
just
that
like,
Xanax thing.
Yeah.
When he first came on the podcast, he was like all fucked up on Xanax.
Yeah.
He talked about all that.
Well, I think he still takes them every night. He takes one every day. You know? But he likes it
Yep.
for whatever reason, you know? I don't know.
He's great, man. He's great.
You need an addiction?
Yeah, I need to go back to cigarettes or something.
My addiction
What
is
the fuck are you talking about? Why would you say that?
mine's comedy.
You just quit cigarettes for like 4 days. That's it. And you're like, I need to go back to cigarettes, as if it was a long time ago. Back in the day, back when I was
You
working
can
out.
tell he's gonna pop off.
Of course
you
he
can
is.
just
Why?
tell, because you're just like
Because
nonstop.
I made a fort out of 5 coffee stirs.
Dude,
and
if you
3
stub your
hours.
toe, you'll use it as an excuse. Fuck this, I need a cigarette. Stub my toe. Oh my god, I scuffed my new sneakers. This is bullshit. I need a cigarette.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just gotta need to. You gotta need to escape,
Yeah.
and you gotta be really careful about that because you're doing something that's gonna eventually give you an illness, and you know most likely one of those incurable ones like lung cancer. And
Yeah.
if that happens, dude, you'll be thinking like Johnny Carson was. Like Johnny Carson before he died would just walk around the house with an oxygen mask and go, those fucking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And that's all he would say, those goddamn cigarettes, those fucking cigarettes.
I quit him, man. It was brutal, but it's like I was telling Brian, I saw this guy. He was 30, and he used to hang out at this bar I'd go to all the time. One day he showed up. He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna be coming here for the rest of my life." And I go, "Yeah, I know. You're here every day." And he goes, "No, I just got 6 months to live." He got lung cancer, but it was from asbestos or something. But he also smoked. But I saw him whittle away in 3 months. He looked like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. He had the oxygen thing, and he came in, and I was like, I'm off these, man. And I got the fuck off him. It scared me because he was 30 and dead, you know?
He's dead now.
Oh, he died instantly, and that was like in 90.
Lung cancer's not cute.
It's gross,
It's not
man.
fun.
Yeah.
I need an addiction. I need an addiction.
I'm in a pill addiction, but
Oh, that'll help you.
like
That'll be good for you.
Xanax, I just don't get why. Like everyone I know is either on Adderall or Xanax. They either have an up or a down, and you talk to these people and they're like, "Oh no, I only like downers," or "I only like uppers."
Yeah.
And everyone seems like they're on something for one of those two
Self-medication.
things. Yeah.
People are trying to self-medicate.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to go the full clean route,
The middle?
like just to see. Like my memory is fire right now. I quit caffeine. My memory is incredible.
Because you quit caffeine?
Yeah, because
Really?
I was all kind of. I would just drink like 10 coffees a day. Then I'd be on stage and I'd just be like blurred, man. Like sometimes I get a twitch up here, too much caffeine. You ever get that? It's twitching here while you're on stage.
Also
Is that
sleep
what that's
deprivation.
from?
It's also from
Yeah.
it's caffeine or sleep deprivation.
Man, I'd get this twitch and it wouldn't stop, and I'd be like, God damn it, my eye.
I
And
love how
then
you guys are doctors. You're self-diagnosing. I'm getting canker sores from Mentos, and this guy's getting twitches from coffee. Oh, for sure. Definitely from the coffee.
It's
Not from all the
sleep.
coke you did throughout the fucking 25 years. You were stuffing it through your fucking nose cavity.
oh man, I've had some close calls on coke. Fuck.
Really?
Oh.
Heart attack calls?
I had the numb arm. You know,
The numb arm.
Yeah, Marin had a numb arm too. He did a bit about it. But I was in Laurel Canyon. I remember there was the first time I ever really saw a pyramid of coke. Like people tried to do that because of Scarface.
Right.
You go to parties and they had a pyramid of coke. Wow. Like, yeah. They
So you
did.
went to, how many people are stealing it? Like putting it in a
No.
little vial?
Yeah, that's what that's what you think, right? But like the people
Squirrel
that are
underwear.
there, they're just like, yeah, there's plenty of coke, you know.
How much
But
does something like that cost? Like a pyramid of
that would
coke?
probably be a key of coke, you know, like
How much does
it's
a
like
key
a
cost?
brick.
How much is the key?
I don't know back then. That's big money. Like back then, an 8-ball was $3.50, 3.5 grams.
Okay, well, look, just give me a guesstimate.
Let's say $5,000, 10,000.
Well, you think about the amount of money that some people spend on parties just for like catering and shit.
Yeah, right.
Having a band play and fucking ice sculpture.
Yeah.
Why not have a big giant brick of Coke?
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked pretty impressive when you come in. You go, "Whoa, that's an actual pyramid of coke."
But if you got busted, if the cops came, they'd probably bust you for distribution.
Oh, that's prison there. That's a key of blow. You know what I mean? You can't go, "We're having a party." You know what I mean? What kind of party? There's 9
Aerosmith
guys
party.
here. Yeah.
It's a Joe Walsh party, bitch. Get out of here.
I went over and I just kind of scooped a pile off of it, and I.
Oh my God.
Like, you know, you can't tell. You're not
Right.
looking. This looks good here. Just, and I blasted it up, and I swear to God, about a minute later, I was like, "Oh." My arm was totally numb, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And it was problems, you know.
So, do you think that it was cut with anything? Was it pure?
No, it was just clean, super coke, you know. You know, like real coke. You're not used to doing some like super good coke, and I go up to the guy, I go, "Hey, dude, you got to call an ambulance." And
Oh my
he's
God.
and he's like, "No way, man. That'll attract heat. You got to ride it out, dude." You
gotta ride it out!
And that's the same thing Marin was talking about when he ate too much Chinese food. Ride it out, you know? And you're like, dude,
He ate too much what?
he ate too much Chinese food once, just like tons, and like I guess from the salt, tons of salt and
Oh,
shit.
that's so weak. You're talking about doing coke and almost dying. And he's like, yeah, too much egg foo young. I almost died.
No,
same
like-
thing, man. Totally same thing.
No, like if you eat shitloads of like salt in your body or too much, like I've had too much sugar and my fucking foot starts tingling. That ever happened to you?
How do you guys know what is causing all these issues? Yeah, it was the ice cream sundae. Fucking
Gummy bears.
I hang with Ari Shafir and we'll eat like bags of cake. I go, "Hey dude, that was too much."
Dude, your body is held together with those gummy bears.
I know,
Those
right?
gummy bears are the glue that keeps your organs functioning. That's the connections between
Yeah.
the neurons and the tissue.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
That's
Christ.
like Lemmy. They told him don't stop partying because you will die.
Did they really tell him that?
On that Lemmy documentary, they're like, well, your body's immune to it now. It'd probably go in shock if you didn't have it. You know?
Whoa.
That's pretty wild.
Does he drink that much?
He drinks and does a little powders, I
How old
believe.
is Lemmy?
I don't know. He's like 70 or something. Can you look that up, Lemmy? He was sick last year, pretty bad, man.
From what?
I guess just like running your body all forever.
That's not what he looks like now, though. He's 69. Let's find a recent image of Lemmy.
It's like right, I would say right there, the hat one with the glasses.
That's him
right
right
there.
there.
That's him there.
Well, that one right there.
Yeah, there you go.
The last look at the warts on his face.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you get those removed?
Because he's Lemmy from Motorhead. Doesn't give a fuck.
He's great.
They'll fuck him even with these giant gross things growing out of his
I
face.
love that guy. Like, watch the documentary, Lemmy. It's great.
See, there he is.
There he is with his collection. He's got all those war swords and stuff in his house.
Where does he live?
He lives by the Rainbow. In the same apartment he's had for like 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what a madman.
I love it, right? Just rocker.
And he still just hits the road and
Oh,
gets
yeah,
crazy?
they just put a new record coming out.
Does he have any kids?
I don't know. I don't think so. He was
Yeah, he's
Hendrix.
got 2 children.
Oh, yeah, he was Hendrix roadie.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
Wild. What a maniac.
Played in a band called Hawkwind in the 60s.
It
Like,
says Lemmy has lost a lot of weight. Metal injection. Click on that.
yeah,
Health scare. What was his health
I
scare?
know he got sick. Something was wrong,
Oh,
man.
that's the picture right there. Man.
Lemmy's looking. Yeah, he looks skinny as fuck there.
Who's that guy on the left? Who?
An incorrect target
Jericho.
selected.
Yeah, he's
Is that a wrestler?
Yeah,
How dare you?
yeah.
He's a
There,
singer in a band.
there he is, man. Lemmy's great.
69 years old, still parties hard.
Yeah.
Animal. How much pussy do you think he gets? Even at 69.
Oh, tons. If you're
That
in
rainbow pussy.
If
though.
you're in a rock, listen to Brian. Listen to Brian. It's the same girls, the same porn girls are at the Rainbow that are on his Periscope.
How dare you insult him like that while on the podcast? You rude man, you.
I was at this girl's house the other day, and some 65-year-old guy is just sitting on the couch, and I'm like, why is that guy? I'm leaving. What is this place?
You went over her house house and there was a guy just sitting on the couch?
Yeah, she's invited me back to her house with this girl. I'm hanging out with these two girls periscoping, and then I'm like, wait a second, there's a 65-year-old man creepily watching me in
Is
the
that the
corner.
one that threw up?
Who was he?
I don't know. He's just some doctor that just wanted
Is
to
that the
watch
one that threw
me
up
play
there?
with these two girls. What?
One threw up on you?
Hold on.
no,
Wait a
that's
minute.
really
Hold on. Jesus Christ. A doctor wanted you to play with these two
No,
girls?
he just I think just wanted to watch us play together, like all three of us just hanging out or something.
So you and the two girls and the guy was just like whacking off in the
No,
corner?
he wasn't wagging off. He was
But he
just
was
hanging
thinking
out there,
about
just doing this weird
Did you
smile.
talk to him at all?
I tried to, but he was weird. So I was just like, whatever. These two girls are drunk right here, so I'll just hang out with them. And so we were periscoping.
Was it
and
his house?
I'm starting to think it was. But
Whoa. Could you imagine if you get to that point where you're so desperado as a sugar daddy that you tell girls, look, I don't even care if you bring guys back.
yes, I think
You
what,
live here.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Bring guys back. You can do whatever you want.
Just
So
let
they
me
go,
hang out.
Just
Yeah.
let me jerk off in your mouth every
Yeah.
couple of days.
yeah, I ran out.
That is awesome.
I mean, I was pretty.
Can you imagine? Who is
People
that
have
guy?
to do what they have to do to get by in this world, man. People have to fucking survive. If you're living on the streets in Bangladesh, all right, you got to walk barefoot and carry a basket on your head. If you're a 65-year-old dude and you got a house in the Hollywood Hills and you want to get laid and you're not famous, what do? You're not Lemmy from Motorhead, bitch. You got to let these girls live in your house and bring home dudes. You got to do it. You're like, we can't stay. We need to bring home guys. Bring them here. Bring them here. Just bring them. Just don't disturb me when I'm beating off.
Yeah. I mean, that's
'em.
basically the whole recipe of the Playboy Mansion.
In a
Right?
lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a house that I looked at. There was one point in time where I was thinking, I should probably live in the Hollywood Hills. It'd be easier to get to the store.
Yeah.
I'd get home quicker. I'd get more work done. I'd be like, I could live anywhere. I thought about it for a very short period of time, like maybe a couple weeks. And I looked at this one house, and the house that I looked at was really cool. And this guy had this glass back window, like his entire back of his house was glass, and he was a guy that invented bell bottoms. Allegedly,
badass.
this was the story behind this
Right.
guy. And they used to call him Wild Man. This guy used to show up at it. It was when Eddie Bravo was a DJ at a strip club. And Eddie used to work at the strip club, and this guy was rich as fuck. And he would come in, and he would pay like a shitload of money to get these girls to come back to his place. He'd go to strip clubs all throughout the valley, go everywhere he wanted. He had like a whole place that he would go during the day, and he would get these girls. And the story was that this guy was a straight-laced guy who smoked a lot of cigarettes. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, listen, man, you're going to die. You got to stop smoking cigarettes. You're going to die. Look, if you need to smoke, smoke weed.
Yeah.
Okay, smoke pot. It doesn't give you cancer. So this guy starts smoking pot, joints all day long. Just changes his life. Decides, you know what, man, I don't want to work anymore. I have money. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just play guitar, and I'm going to get hookers. So this is what the guy decided to do. Just play guitar and get hookers. But apparently he was really mean to them, which is sort of the opposite of what you expect from potheads, right?
Yeah.
You
Bell-bottom creator.
expect gentle, and
Yep, bell-bottom.
apparently he used to call it like boot camping them.
Whoa.
He would boot camp these girls. He'd treat them like shit. He would pay them a lot of money. He would treat them like shit, and he got off on the fact that he was this gross old guy, and he would get these hot young girls, and he would do mean stuff to them.
Wow.
Well, this guy was selling his house. So I went to look at the house, and I remember looking around, and I was thinking, wow, this house is like really expensive, and it's right there on the street. And then I remember thinking, like, this guy's like been bringing these hookers back to this place. So it's like a lot of people are probably going to think that this guy is, an asshole, and they're going to rob him or something. Like, what if I buy it and they go looking for Wild Man? I'm like, yo, I live here now. Don't fucking. 2 weeks after I thought that, he was killed in that house.
Whoa!
He brought a girl home,
Yeah.
and apparently the girl brought guys with her, and they fucking shot him in the neck.
Well, Boogie Nights style.
Yeah, shot him in the neck, and he bled out right in the front where I was walking around, looking around.
Wow.
Right when I was looking around his house going, this fucking guy could get shot in this place.
Wow.
It was funny because I brought that up, and the guy who was selling the house, the real estate guy, goes, don't worry, there's a state-of-the-art security system, cameras everywhere. And I go, you know what those cameras are going to show? They're going to show a dude in a ski mask shooting somebody.
Yeah.
And good luck
That's
trying
all
to
they're
figure that
showing.
out. What the fuck are you talking about? When I said that to the guy was like, salesman, like you trying to sell motorcycles.
Yeah, just bullshit.
He's trying to sell this fucking badass Hollywood Hills house. But I bet they just fucking sucked that blood out with a vacuum,
Yep.
cleaned it up nice, and sold that bitch within a week. Those houses, they go like
Yeah.
that up there.
That's some Don Simpson shit. You ever read that book, High Concept?
No.
He was the producer that did all the blockbusters. He invented the blockbuster, like right after Jaws. So Top Gun. What's the race one?
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. He was a lunatic. He'd get streetwalkers, bring him up to his mansion. They had a fucking like a 20-foot fence all the way around, and then he'd be like, "You're gonna eat poo" and shit like that. You're like, read
I like
that
this
book.
guy.
Right, he just whiffed coke and fucking went nuts. High Concept. Read the book. It's awesome.
It's just
Joe.
something hilarious about a guy on coke saying you're gonna eat poo.
Yeah.
He just has like that language. It's like for 5-year-olds.
That book is crazy.
Oh my God.
Hollywood weirdos back then.
That's so fucked. There's that thing that men want to hire women to get them to do degrading shit.
That's so bizarre.
By the way, this is coming from the host of Fear Factor. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. But the idea that someone that's what they get off on. They get off on taking someone who desperately needs the money, bringing them to their own house where they live and sleep.
Yeah.
Like you're haunting that place with the memories of you
Demons.
boot camping.
Boot camping.
Yeah, that's what he used to call it.
What a word.
That was his expression. Yeah, fucking. He smoked a lot of cigarettes during his life, so he had that raspy cigarette voice.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, boot camp him. I remember when I met the guy, I felt really creeped out by him. Like, I wouldn't want to buy a house from an asshole. You
No.
know, like
No.
just that alone, I wouldn't want. I just not interested in buying some asshole's house.
No.
Because I think the asshole vibe would stay. Yeah, it would stay in the house, man.
Yeah, there's some creepy shit in the Hollywood Hills that has gone down over the last 100 years, and it's just kind of like there's ghosts up there, man.
Well, if you didn't know that the guy was an asshole, that'd be one thing. And you took it over, and you're like, I'll turn it into my house. I'll have a nice party with my friends over. This is my house now. Hey, house, I'll just let you know, no more boot camping. We're gonna be nice to you. This house is gonna be barbecues and hugs and good times. And we'll fucking swim together. Everyone's gonna be nice here. No boot camping.
No more boot camping, man. I love it.
But if you're just, if you know that it was an asshole's house, it's tough to do. It's tough to buy. You'd have other choices, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to buy someone's.
It's kind of like Joey Diaz's bathroom. That's the most haunted, fucked up place in the world. Imagine living in his place
I
after.
would buy Joey Diaz's house in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz had a house and it was for sale.
Yeah.
I'd probably buy it just to make sure nobody else had it.
Yeah, my buddies moved into Joey Diaz's apartment building over there.
Oh, that
Old
place?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the worst place.
That place is crazy.
It's
dude.
crazy, right?
I
Lucas
was
Hurl lives
there
there.
during the day when Ralphie lived across the hall from Doug Stanhope, who lived right down the street from Joey, and Joey was staying with Gavin. Oh my God, it was chaos.
Comedy
that was,
corner.
That was a crazy comedy, like,
Compound.
squat house.
Yeah. They're in there now. Luke is the bartender at the store.
Luke lives there?
Yeah, Luke
Oh,
is,
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, and then my other buddy, Steve Henry, he moved in, so it's like comedy.
It's across the street from the GMCA.
That's right, yeah.
How much does it cost to even rent that place?
$950. It's good for the size.
For a one bedroom?
Yeah, it's like a massive studio with a separate kitchen and everything, but you got a garage and stuff.
Hey, for Hollywood, that's pretty goddamn good.
is, man.
You know, if one of those places would be a good idea to do a podcast studio too.
You're so right.
You know, like think about like how much you have to pay at the Ice House. You could get like an actual studio apartment.
Yeah. Totally.
Where's your studio? My studio's in a studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and a couple comics were actually thinking about they're building condos across the street. Eventually, they're tearing down that House of Blues, just all chipping in.
Yeah, that's going down.
Yeah,
I think 3 more months it's closed, right?
Yeah, 3 more months. And so they're building condos there. So me and a few comics were like, we should just rent, all chip in like $300 a month or whatever, and rent a place. We could always just crash there if we wanted to. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
meanwhile,
Uber.
one of those losers is gonna wind up living there and fucking it up and
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
getting high on
Boot
some
camping.
fucked up drugs.
He's like boot camping. Oh my God. Boot camp. Oh my God, dude. I'm never going to forget that term.
You'll never forget it. My friend Larry, who used to live in the Hollywood Hills, had the most amazing view I've ever seen in my life up there. To this day, I've seen some dope views of nature. Like, nature views are my favorite views, but nature views don't work at night.
Yeah.
At night, you just see dark mountains. But Larry had a place at the top of Doheny, and the view was like Blade Runner. It was like, it didn't seem real.
Right.
You would look out, you're like, I didn't know anybody got to see this. Like, the view of all those lights from a certain height. Like, you don't want to be too high up, You see it from
That's
an
right.
airplane, it looks pretty dope, but there's something about being at the top of like that Doheny area where you get this grid effect, where this amazing light show at night. We would go out to his place. I would bring people by his house just to look at the view at night. I'm like, you just got to see this.
Wow.
Especially on a clear night, like after it rained. Oh my God. It was amazing.
Pauly
It's
Shore's
amazing.
house would fuck you up. His
Same
view.
thing? Same kind of thing?
He's right at the top of Runyon, 360.
Oh,
360. You got Century City. You got the Grove. Then over here you have downtown. Then behind him he has all the hills like Runyon and everything. You know, it's just with this like spill off infinity pool and
Well,
shit.
that would be one of those houses, though, where you'd wonder about the boot camping.
Yeah.
You'd be
that's not-
wandering around.
I'm back. What the hell? Oh my god. Yes, I'm back.
Your target cannot be found.
Hey, you can follow me on Twitch. I would appreciate that.
Move closer to your target. You have no target.
Jevin back.